Hey all, sorry, this is a continuation from the last video. It probably ended pretty abruptly. Sorry about that. Um, but anyways, my son was showing me a song that he made, and it's really cool. It's a really fun song. So interesting. Okay, so the structure of this is different, right? So here, like they have a component, and they declared their component up high. So what this means is that the component is going to be shared amongst all tests that fall within this describe. The way we did it here is we actually, I think, yeah, we create our component here, and then within the it, so it has its own. I'm guessing this app instance. Yeah, fixture component instance. So maybe we want to do that over here. Move that down here. So basically, we are creating our own that, and then now the thing is our app does not have a text context, right? So we don't have that. So all we're really wanting to do here is say app, and then let's just go with to be truthy. And really, all this is going to do is execute. I believe, I'm hoping, will execute the ng after view commit. So if I hit save, hopefully nothing breaks. And hopefully when I hit refresh on our test code coverage report, we will see. And here's this. So what we're expecting to see is for this to rebuild, rerun, but it didn't look like it didn't rerun, I don't think. I don't know why. It's kind of a bummer. So let's hit Control C, let's kill it, let's rerun it. I'm trying to think of why it didn't just because you know that dash watch should have picked that up and reran it. So let's see. I wish it would kind of remember the size that I had it last time and sort of pop up in there. Okay, so it did fail to run. And it's saying that the component instanced. So let's see if I can fit this over here to the right. So this would be a heartbreaker if it's like, let's say your sprint ends on Thursday and it's 4 o'clock and you have to get stuff done. It would be a real heartbreaker. So it's saying that component instance. So it's weird that it worked up here in 15, right? Because it's the exact same code. Oh, of undefined. So it's saying fixture is undefined. So fixture should have been available now. Oh, but it is undefined because we don't set it up there. Yeah, I would rather set that in each one. I don't really know. Like, I don't have a strong feeling on that, but I think it's safer, right? It's safer to do it in each it. Now, it would probably be slower, so that might make a difference. So this time, see, it's generating and it's rerun. It seems like it's rerunning, but it says it executed, and it doesn't act like it didn't give me like all this stuff. And like should test, and then I'm seeing if I get my question mark up here. And see, I'm not. It's like building everything out, but it's not actually running it. So I don't know what that's all about. But, so it's going to make it all big, and I got to pull it down. We'll see if we get our question mark. It's pretty slow. Slow. So far so good. So now everything is working. Now let's come over here. I'm just going to push this off the screen. Make it smaller. It's humongous. It's absolutely humongous. Hit reload. Ooh. So that is nice. That is real nice. So, you know, I don't know. I need the fixture. So yeah, so the big question mark is like, should we create our fixture like up here? And the thing is I don't really know what a fixture is, right? Like, I just don't. Would love to, okay, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna right click and say go to definition. See what happens. Detect changes. Do a change detection run to make sure that there were no changes. Do a change detection run to make sure there were no changes. Okay, that doesn't make a damn. That doesn't make a damn bit of sense. But so this is inside of core testing. I would say that it's like, okay, so I guess if you send in a true, check no changes, or it can be undefined. Yeah, I don't know. So anyways, basically, unfortunately, this comment here does not align with this comment here, right? Like, they are in total disagreement. I almost feel like they say the exact opposite. Now, constructor. So it says this whole constructor triggers a change detection cycle for the component. So I don't know. It is interesting. Okay, so the other piece of so I've accomplished one thing I wanted to accomplish today. The other piece is, like, I have some questions. So if I go to ChatGPT, and I feel like that I have questions that I've wanted to get answered for years now that I just forget. Like, while I'm coding, I'm like, oh, I'd really like to understand this. So, it's like, when you pass a function to set timeout in JS, is that currying? I've heard this currying. I'm pretty sure the answer to this is yes. It is not currying. Currying is a functional program into a sequence of function, each taking a single. Okay, so that is not currying. You're just passing it as a callback. It's a standard JavaScript thing. First class function, main functions. Timeout. Okay, that's it. Where functions with multiple arguments is transformed into a sequence of functions, each taking a single argument. Okay. So this is just having a callback. Okay. So that's my first question, and I was wrong. And I know I've called that currying, and I know I've been in a meeting with an architect where I said, I believe that's called currying. And he goes, yes, you are correct. That is in fact called currying. That is not called currying. That's called uh, passing a function as a callback. Okay, so the other question I've always been curious about, and this is bizarre that I don't know the answer to this, but how do you pass an argument to a callback function? So if I had asked it, how do you call a call? How do you pass a callback um, when you use currying? I would have gotten a bizarre answer that would have just broke my head because I thought I didn't realize. Okay, so you use bind. Ah, okay. So that is what I wanted to learn today. I really wanted to learn that. So next, I could just ignore this, right? And actually, I'm very curious. I'm not going to, but I am very curious where that leads us now. On, oh man, yeah, that made a huge difference. Called all kinds of stuff. Um, so what I want to do next is and this tells me that I might have some dead code inside of this app service visualization. So let's go look at that. Okay, so I do have some dead code, but I do need this code. So I will, but this will get tested when we create unit tests on that. But I did want, and then this one will get called when I get those other ones um, to get called. Right now, we create only one row worth in the initial build. So like it's only running this code that just ran. It's not running these other ones. And in this one, there's only one row in the first one. Although I don't know let's see, if we go over here, I don't know how wide that is. See, we don't really see it. So sometimes you can see the actual visualization in the. It's weird. I can't get in the bottom here, but we're not seeing anything in the bottom there. Um, so that's kind of a bummer. Let's see, and yeah. But anyway, so I need to. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if this ends up getting called. Again, when we call calculate positions, well, first of all, and I think I even mentioned it at the time. I probably should, when I call calculate positions, I probably should pass in the visualizations instead of using this. Um, and this is a perfect example of why it's probably a good idea to do unit tests, because like I'm literally gonna write this in a way that most people consider to be better, um, by making this function more pure by passing in the visualizations. So I think that is important. So, but I'm not going to do that today. What's next? Okay, so the next thing I want to do though is I want to run. Okay, so I want to get the up more a higher. I want to get 100% in app, and I only want to do it because it. I don't. It's so like I said, all of this stuff is going to go away, but um, I do need to. But I want to. I want to kind of go through the process of getting this to work, and I think the right approach is going to be to create like a function that we call, and I guess maybe try to pass in like how many renderers, like a create renderers function. So basically like this that does this, um, and then Oh, so setup visualization never even gets called um, initially. Oh, so that is interesting. I'm curious. Okay, so I do think it's a good idea to do this right now. Let's come in here and let's just do this up here. And I don't know if our unit tests are gonna run. Let's just make sure this still works. So the application still works. Let's hit reload. So we get, so we never even, yeah, so for some reason it did not pick up. I'm going to hit reload on this and see if it picks up the new code changes. Okay, so it did pick up. So actually it looks like I can, instead of stopping and restarting, I can actually just refresh. So this actually happened. So setup visualization happened. So then I'm wondering if we get, but we still don't get any visualizations in in here, which, you know, I don't know if that matters or not. And then our test coverage, curious if that, no, we're still at 50% over here. So that, I think that code's, I don't know if that code ever ran. Yeah, the row plus one, if it's too wide. But anyway, so tomorrow I'm going to, because I still have that voice, I want to do a video on voice, and I didn't do any videos on voice last week, voice recognition. But tomorrow what I want to do is pull this into its own function and then call it directly. And I would like to pass in like how many renders I want it to create. So then I think based on that, based on this conversation, that we can tell it, in the set timeout I can just say bind and tell it the number of variables or the number of renders I want it to create, and we'll just see how that works. I don't think that is a function that we're going to keep over time, but it is something I want to try out and possibly get a little better at. But anyways, that is that. Everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.